So I'm gonna choose Mr. Goldman. Last forum was pretty hard on Eileen for supporting PDS, and I still think it's anti-Semitic. But I want to talk to Dan about what his actual policies are. Uh, I don't think anybody here, at least 99% of us, like Donald Trump. I don't like the guy, but is that a congressional conflict? Because I'm more interested in what the voters want to know. How are we going to improve the district? How are we going to really help public safety, aside from gun control, which we all support? What are you going to do for the district?
Thank you for the question. I think we're all interested in, I at least am incredibly interested in making sure that all aspects of our district get the quality services and resources that they need. But we can't tackle these important problems if we don't have a democracy. And I think the notion of poo-pooing the threats to our democracy right now, when what we saw Donald Trump do on January 6th is just the tip of the iceberg, because he's going to run again in 2024. That's his only criminal defense strategy. He is going to try to steal the next election because it's the only way that he is going to stay out of jail. And so if we just say we're not going to address it, then we're going to lose our country and we're not going to be able to help all the people that we want. If you go to my website, I have a 5-point plan for how we are going to defend and protect our democracy. And it involves a lot of reforms that we need to make. One of them is the Protecting Our Democracy Act, which I helped draft before I
thank you,
left
Dan.
Congress.
They'll have to go
And
to
there
your
are
website.
a number of
Thank you.
others, so I
Thank
hope
you.
you will go look at that.
Okay, so Eileen, yes, you asked the question. Choose the candidate that you want to ask the question.
I think I will also ask Dan Goldman a question. So we have a very socioeconomically diverse district and racially and ethnically diverse district. I think that very few people will have the luxury of being able to have the privilege that you do. And I think that people are probably wondering how you will be able to represent them when you don't know what they're going through. And I think that that's my question. How will you represent people who do not know what the 0.00001% feel like?
Thank you, Julian. I think it's a legitimate question. It's one I've thought a lot about. In fact, the opportunities that I've been lucky enough to have are what have driven me to a commitment and a passion and a professional career in public service. As a lawyer during my career, I have had one client, and that's been the American people. I worked in the U.S. Attorney's Office trying to protect and defend our communities, our victims, and make sure that the system was level for everyone. I spent a lot of time doing research with Michelle Alexander, as I mentioned, the foremost advocate for reducing incarceration and equalizing the criminal justice system, because I recognized from a very early stage that the criminal justice system discriminated against vulnerable communities and communities of color. So I have spent my career focused on giving everyone, especially vulnerable communities, the opportunities that I have been lucky enough to have. And if I'm elected to office, I am beholden to no one. There are no special interests that will have any control over me. The only people that I will be advocating for are the people in this room and the constituents of this district.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you, Dan. Okay, so you can please give the mic to Liz Holtzman and choose your candidate and go ahead and ask your question. I feel like it got more exciting. Okay.
Certainly for me.
I'm not gonna ask you a question. Breathe easy. We haven't talked much about crime here, and obviously one of the main factors in crime is gun violence. I have a proposal, because I think that would deal with it. many of us obviously favor a ban on assault weapons, reducing the size of gun magazines, making guns more safe, have safety features on guns, et cetera, background checks. So far, we haven't been able to get legislation. And one of the things I strongly believe in is getting practical results. It's one thing to support legislation that will never get